You know that feeling when you look out your window and see a little bird hopping around and it just brings a smile to your face? Well, today we're going to dive right into the wonderful world of these wild visitors, the feathered friends that bring so much life and color right to our doorstep.
I mean, it's pretty amazing how just a flash of wings in the morning can feel like a personal hello from nature, right? These birds, they're this incredible tiny link we have to the rhythm of the seasons, and it's all happening right in our own backyards. So let's get to know these feathered neighbors a bit better, shall we?
All right, so here's the plan. First, we'll meet your garden's most common visitors. Then, we'll figure out why they pick your garden. After that, we'll look at how to make your space a real bird paradise. And finally, we'll cover how to be a great neighbor to them.
Okay, so first up, your garden's hidden visitors. Let's just take a second to really appreciate these guests. I mean, their presence, whether it's a quiet little flutter or a loud chirp, it just brings this sense of peace, doesn't it? It makes our own spaces feel so much more alive, connected to something bigger.
All right, Section 2, meet your feathered neighbors. So who exactly is stopping by for a visit? Let's meet some of the most common characters you're likely to find. And we'll start with a bird that has absolutely mastered the art of living right alongside us.
And of course, we have to start with the sparrow. You see them everywhere. These cheerful, super social birds are, without a doubt, the ultimate urban survivors.
These guys are absolute masters of adaptation. I mean, you'll see them in a busy city square just as often as a quiet suburban garden. And their little beaks, they're perfectly designed for cracking seeds or, grabbing that crumb you dropped. Their constant, busy chirping, it's really the soundtrack to so many of our lives, right? Just a warm, familiar sound.
Okay, next up we have a true sign of spring and summer, an absolute master of the skies, the graceful swallow. Seriously, these birds are amazing architects. They build these intricate little mud nests, but their real talent is up in the air. They're like professional aerial acrobats, just swooping and diving to catch insects right out of the sky. And here's the really cool thing. If you have swallows nesting near you, that's a fantastic sign. It means your local environment is healthy and has plenty of insects for them to eat.
All right, now for a bird you've almost definitely heard, even if you haven't seen it yet. I'm talking about the super vocal and energetic brown-eared bulbul.
These birds are just pure energy. They're always flitting from branch to branch. And because they're not picky eaters, they'll go for fruit, flower buds, insects, you name it. They're probably visiting your garden pretty often. Their lively, almost rowdy presence can totally change the vibe of a quiet afternoon.
And oh, that call. You'll often hear this really loud, piercing, hi-yo, hi-yo, way before you actually spot the bird. It's totally unmistakable, and yeah, sometimes a little startling. It's the soundtrack to so many gardens.
Okay, let's switch gears to a much smaller bird, but one with a huge amount of charm, the Japanese white-eyed.
I love these guys. They're like tiny flying jewels. I mean, that distinctive white ring around their eye and their beautiful greenish feathers, they're just stunning to look at. You'll often see them hanging out in small groups, sipping nectar from flowers like plum and cherry. And while they're at it, they're also being really important little pollinators.
And finally, let's talk about some of the busiest little problem solvers you'll find in the garden, the super clever members of the tit family.
Now, these birds aren't just cute, they are incredibly helpful. Seriously, you can think of them as your garden's own natural pest control. They're always on the lookout for insects and larvae. Plus, they're smart little planners. They're known for stashing food away to eat later. All that busy activity is a massive plus for the health of your garden.
Okay, Section 3. Why they choose your garden. So, we've met some of the neighbors, but that brings up a really important question. Out of all the places they could possibly go, why are they choosing your garden?
So why do they come to our gardens? Well, their choice is anything but random. You see, as our towns and cities grow, these little patches of green we have, they stop being just decoration. They become absolutely vital.
Really, it all boils down to 3 key things they need to survive: food, water, and shelter. Your garden is like a crucial little rest stop for them. But here's the bigger idea. In our modern world, our backyards and even our balconies, they act like, well, like ecological stepping stones. They're these tiny but vital habitats that connect bigger green spaces, and that allows birds to move around, find food, and just thrive. So now for Section 4, creating a bird paradise. And here's the great news, we can all actively help out. It really doesn't take much to turn a simple space into a real bird haven. Let's break down how you can do it.
Okay, step 1 is to plant food sources. Think about adding plants that grow berries or have nectar-rich flowers. That gives them the right food at the right time. Step 2, provide water. A simple bird bath is a game changer. It's not just for drinking. They need it to keep their feathers clean, which is super important for flying. And finally, step 3, offer shelter. Planting some dense shrubs or trees gives them a safe place to rest, hide from predators, and maybe even build a nest.
All right, final section, how to be a good neighbor. Now that we've basically rolled out the welcome mat for them, it's really important that we're good hosts. The whole point is to enjoy them being there without causing any stress or harm.
So the main rule here is super simple. Observe, don't interfere. The best thing you can do is just watch quietly from a distance. Let them find their own food, and please avoid giving them human food like bread or salty snacks. That stuff can be really harmful. And hey, if you're taking pictures, just make sure the flash is off. Basically, we just want to be a quiet, respectful audience to their wild lives.
And really, here's the bottom line. A bird-friendly space is a sign of a healthy environment. Creating a space for them is about so much more than just bird watching. It's about you becoming a caretaker for your own little piece of the ecosystem. And it doesn't matter if you have a huge garden or just one little planter on a balcony. You can make a real positive difference. And trust me, it'll make your own life richer too.
So I'll leave you with this question. What new encounters await in your garden? The next time you look outside, just look a little closer. Listen a little more carefully. Who knows? A whole new world of discovery might be waiting for you right outside your window.